we can't win a victory over Hamas strictly from the air. This explains the ground incursions. What it will take, exactly how long it will take, what it will mean in terms of collateral damage, the humanitarian issues, the international community, the United States, all these factors have to be taken into account. But all I can say is the Israeli people and their army are determined to strike a mortal blow at Hamas. How you'll define when that mortal blow has been struck, we'll have to wait and see.
What is your analysis of what we are seeing unfold in the Gaza Strip?
It's gradual escalation on the ground, accompanied by ongoing air attacks, with the ultimate goal of getting rid of Hamas. And let me just add to what we heard from the previous speaker. This is not just about revenge. This is about deterrence. We are surrounded increasingly by militant Islamists, the likes of Hamas, who are all capable of doing things like Hamas did on October 7th. And we have to really completely defang Hamas, not just to get revenge, but in order to deter Iran, Hezbollah, Houthis in Yemen. We've got more Islamists now that Iran is trying to bring into our Golan border with Syria. Yes, there is a danger of escalation, but we're also trying precisely to prevent that escalation by showing our Islamist enemies what we can do to Hamas.
With that in mind, Yossi, when will it be clear that Israel has won? If there is the ambition, if that is the accepted conclusion of this, when can that be defined as definite?
Victory is hard to define. It's pretty clear, if anyone had any illusions, that we can't win a victory over Hamas strictly from the air. This explains the ground incursions. What it will take, exactly how long it will take, what it will mean in terms of collateral damage, the humanitarian issues, the international community, the United States, all these factors have to be taken into account. But all I can say is the Israeli people and their army are determined to strike a mortal blow at Hamas. How you'll define when that mortal blow has been struck, we'll have to wait and see.
In terms of Israel's own actions as we witness this escalation, to what extent is there, I suppose, a risk that Israel could isolate itself if the ground operations expand further in light of calls for a ceasefire or humanitarian pause or whatever? If Israel is not willing, if is not at the stage of adhering or going for a humanitarian pause or ceasefire, could it find itself more isolated?
We are already, I think, in danger of finding ourselves more isolated. And quite frankly, we're used to this at wartime. Every time we strike back at enemies who have attacked us in this way, a lot of the world community gangs up on us. All of a sudden, Hamas are progressives and liberals and humanitarians. Look, you want to do something at the humanitarian level for the people of Gaza, Hamas has to begin at the most basic humanitarian level by releasing the hostages it took without conditions. It knows that if it does this, it will get more humanitarian aid into Gaza. It won't do this. It wants a 5-day ceasefire. It wants all kinds of other conditions, which basically means it hasn't been beaten badly enough to begin to agree to reasonable terms for releasing its hostages.
And so then, Yossi, as we start Saturday morning and we witness this escalation, we try to understand exactly what it means and what will happen next. Do you have any indication? Can you help us understand what will happen now? Reports suggest that perhaps the intensity of the bombardment has calmed somewhat this morning. What does that mean? Will it just pick up again at night time? I don't know. What would, in your best estimation, what happens next?
Look, the IDF spokesman since yesterday evening has been almost silent about what's going on in the Gaza Strip. He talked about 150 underground installations that were damaged, the targeted killing of the head of the Hamas Air Force, but nothing beyond that, which is the right way to deal with this stage in the war. And therefore, I don't even dare to speculate what's going to happen next. We'll have to wait and see.
Yossi, it's good to speak to you once again. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
That is Yossi Alpher, a former Mossad agent.